Welcome to another lecture on the English textbook. Today's lecture is on Unit 6, a poem, If by Rudyar Kipling. First, we will look at the reference to context, next the summary, and then we will go through all the exercises step by step, aiming to develop your understanding. If you have any questions, write them in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. So, let's get started. If. Stanza 1. Text. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. Reference to context. These lines are taken from the opening stanza of the poem If, written by Rudyar Kipling. The poem is a set of moral instructions and advice from a father to his son, teaching him how to achieve true maturity and become a balanced individual. This stanza sets the tone of the poem, highlighting the values of composure, patience, and humility in difficult times. Explanation. Kipling emphasizes the importance of remaining calm when others panic, and trusting oneself while respecting the doubts of others. The poet advises against retaliating with lies or hatred even when wronged. The phrase, "keep your head when all about you are losing theirs," uses antithesis to show the contrast between calmness and chaos. The repetitive structure of "if you can" gives the stanza a rhythmic flow, reinforcing the conditional advice. These literary devices underline the strength of character required to remain composed, making the lesson timeless and universally applicable. Stanza 2 text. If you can dream, and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools. Reference to context. These lines are from the second stanza of If by Rudyard Kipling. In this part, the poet emphasizes balance between ambitions, thoughts, and one's response to both success and failure. He teaches that one must neither be enslaved by dreams nor be defeated by setbacks. Explanation. Kipling encourages the reader to dream and think, but not to be controlled by these ambitions. He uses personification when calling triumph and disaster impostors, suggesting that both success and failure are temporary illusions. The metaphor of building with worn-out tools symbolizes resilience, showing the courage needed to rebuild after loss. The stanza highlights perseverance, balance, and the ability to accept challenges without despair. These devices stress the strength required to continue despite hardships, promoting determination and inner discipline. Stanza 3. Text. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. Reference to context. These lines are taken from the third stanza of If by Rudyard Kipling. This stanza focuses on the themes of risk-taking, resilience, and silent endurance. The poet encourages courage in facing uncertainties and the strength to start over with dignity after failure. Explanation. The line, "make one heap of all your winnings," uses hyperbole to stress the bravery of risking everything for a greater goal. The metaphor of pitch and toss compares life's uncertainties to a game of chance. Kipling also personifies will as a force that pushes the body forward when all strength is gone, emphasizing perseverance and inner strength. The advice to never breathe a word about your loss reflects silent dignity and self-control. These literary devices highlight the courage needed to endure hardships and the determination to rebuild after failure. Stanza 4. Text. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And, which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Reference to context. These lines are from the concluding stanza of If by Rudyard Kipling. Here, the poet gathers all his advice and presents the final qualities that lead to success and true maturity. This stanza emphasizes humility, balance in relationships, and the wise use of time. Explanation. Kipling stresses that one should remain virtuous while mixing with both the masses and the elite, showing humility and confidence together. The line, "Talk with crowds and keep your virtue," or "Walk with kings, nor lose the common touch," uses antithesis to highlight balance in social behavior. The unforgiving minute is a personification of time, reminding us that every moment is precious and cannot be wasted. The metaphor, 60 seconds worth of distance run, symbolizes making full use of time and effort. The stanza concludes with the ultimate reward, mastery of self, moral strength, and the honor of truly becoming a man. Summary of the poem. If by Rudyard Kipling. The poem If by Rudyard Kipling is a father's advice to his son about the qualities needed for success and maturity in life. The poet stresses patience, self-confidence, honesty, humility, and moral strength. He teaches that one should remain calm when others lose control, trust himself while respecting others' doubts, and avoid lies or hatred even when provoked. Success and failure, he explains, should be treated equally, as both are temporary and deceptive. Kipling also highlights resilience and courage in difficult times. He advises to rebuild life after a loss without complaint, to keep moving forward with determination even when strength is gone, and to value time by making the most of every moment. By developing these virtues, one can achieve wisdom, balance, and true manhood, which is the ultimate reward. Exercise. Answer the following questions sawalat ke jawabat dein. 1. What is the main theme of the poem If? Nazm If ka markazi khayal kiya hai? The main theme of the poem is developing patience, self-control, perseverance, and moral strength. It highlights how facing challenges with balance and courage leads to real success in life. The poet emphasizes maturity through discipline and moral values. It is a guide for living a balanced and meaningful life. 2. Make a list of all the qualities of a perfect man as mentioned by the poet in stanza 2 of the poem If. शायर ने दूसरी बंद में कामिल इंसान की कौन सी खसूसियात बयान की हैं? The qualities are dreaming without being a slave to dreams, thinking without losing focus, treating success and failure equally, and rebuilding with determination after loss. These qualities reflect balance between ambition and reality. They also teach resilience in the face of hardship. 3. Explain the line, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch. Masra, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch. Ki wadahat kare. This line means a person should remain humble and down to earth even when meeting powerful people. He should not forget his roots or lose connection with ordinary people. True greatness lies in humility. A real man treats everyone with equal respect. 4. Cite an example of the use of personification in the poem If. Nazm If mein shakhsi pekar tarashi ki ek misal dein. An example is, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. Here, success and failure are personified as deceivers. This makes abstract ideas easier to understand. It also adds depth and imagery to the poem. 5. What is the significance of the title of the poem? Nazm ke anwan If ki ahmiyat kya hai? The title shows conditions that must be fulfilled to achieve true manhood. It emphasizes that only by meeting these conditions one can become successful and wise. The word if symbolizes possibilities and choices. It reflects the challenges every person must overcome. 6. What does the poet say about the value of time in the poem If? Shair ne nazm If mein waqt ki ahmiyat ke bare mein kya kaha hai? The poet says that time is precious and should never be wasted. Every minute should be used in a meaningful and productive way. Time once lost cannot be regained. Therefore, its wise use leads to progress and success. 7. Explain the meaning of this line in your own words. And, which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Is masra. And which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Ka matlab apne alfaz mein bayan kareng. This line means that by following all the advice given in the poem, a person will achieve maturity, wisdom, and true manhood. It is the poet's final reward for living with discipline and values. It signifies the highest stage of character development. It represents the transformation into a noble and responsible person. What is the rhyme scheme of this poem? Is nazm ki kafiya scheme kya hai? The rhyme scheme of the poem is A, B, B. Each pair of lines rhymes with each other, giving the poem a steady rhythm. This creates musical flow and harmony. It also makes the poem more memorable and impactful. State some qualities other than the ones mentioned in the poem If that make a successful man. Nazm If. मैं बयान करदा खसूसियात के अलावा कामयाब इंसान की कुछ और खसूसियात बयान करें. Some additional qualities of a successful man are honesty, kindness, tolerance, gratitude, and the ability to forgive others. These qualities build strong relationships and respect in society. They reflect moral strength and emotional maturity. Together, they complete the character of a true gentleman. Vocabulary and grammar. A. Consult a dictionary and write the phonetic transcription of the following words. Stage, stege, infant, infant. Nurse, satchel, schell, snail, snail, quar, bubble, bubble, teeth, pipe, pipe. B. Look for the given words in the thesaurus and match the words given in column A and B with relevant synonyms. Column A, column B. Select, choose, raise, lift, accurate, correct, right, able, capable, qualified, considerate, thoughtful, caring. Divide, separate, split, apparent, obvious, exceptional, remarkable, outstanding. Busy, occupied, active, brave, courageous, bold. Clarify, explain, simplify, diminish, decrease. Aid, help, assist, convenient, handy, useful, beneficial, helpful, useful, accept, endorse, conscious, aware, brief, short, authentic, real, genuine, average, ordinary. C. Make plural forms of the Latin nouns by changing the suffixes. Alumna, alumnae analysis, analyses, synopsis, synopses, cactus, cacti, crisis, crises, cranium, crania, curriculum, curricula, datum, data, focus, folk formula, formula. Modern English also uses formulas. Fungus, fungilla, larvae, nucleus, nuclei. Referendum, referenda, syllabus, syllabi. Also syllabuses in modern English. Identifying intonation patterns. Falling intonation is used for statements, W questions, commands, invitations, exclamations, and alternative questions. Rising intonation is used for yes-no questions, offers, and enumerations. 1. You already, falling. 2. You shouldn't have, falling. 3. It's unbelievable, falling. 4. That's not very nice, falling. 5. I don't think I will, falling. 6. How could you, falling. 7. Why should I tell you, falling. 8. You must be joking, falling. 9. So what, falling. 10. Well, I never. 11. You know best, don't you? Rising 12. How do you do? Falling. 13. How long have you been building flutes? Falling. 14. Can I see one of your flutes? Rising. Is this your flute? Rising. The noun phrases in the given sentences are, let us first understand what a noun phrase is. Noun phrase definition. A noun phrase is a group of words in which the main word is a noun. It can function as a subject, object, or complement in a sentence. Urdu tarjuma, ism jumla ऐसे अल्फाज का मजमुआ है जिसमें असल लफ्ज़ ism, noun, होता है. ये जुमले में फ़ाइल, मफ़ऊल या तकम्मुला के तौर पर काम कर सकता है. Examples with explanation. 1. The tall building collapsed during the storm. Main noun, building. Noun phrase, the tall building. 2. She bought a beautiful red dress. Main noun, dress, a beautiful red dress. 3. I met your old school friend yesterday. Main noun, friend. Phrase, your old school friend. A bouquet of roses was lying on the table. Main noun, bouquet, noun. Phrase, a bouquet of roses. 5. They are looking for the best possible solution. Main noun, solution, the best possible solution. Functions of noun phrase. 1. As subject. The little boy with a blue cap is my brother. Main noun, boy. Noun phrase, the little boy with a blue cap. 2. As object. She is reading an interesting novel. Main noun, novel. Phrase, an interesting novel. 3. As complement. My favorite hobby is collecting old stamps. Main noun, hobby. Noun, phrase, collecting old stamps. Exercise. 1. The wicked man loves getting poor people into trouble. 2. Having to punish his servants makes him angry. 3. To answer my question is important. 4. The boy denied stealing the money. 5. The accused refused to answer the question. 6. Having to punish my kids is stressful. 7. To do such a thing is wrong. 8. To write such a rubbish is pointless. 9. To get me something is helpful. 10. To meet him is necessary. 11. Your doing such a thing is disappointing. 12. Such a kind man is a pleasure to know. 13. They are in the back garden.